Hey SFEA members, President Tony Martinet here, wanting to share with you a very quick video about what are ways that you can engage with the Sioux Falls Education Association. There are some important things to keep in mind. SFEA is a democratic body. You as members decide what happens through some of your roles as members of our board of directors, but also just as members communicating to the board of directors, to me, to our executive committee. You need to be telling us what it is we should be doing. You need to be the ones to help push the association. But also, we are a collective body. The strength of our association only comes when all of us work together, only comes when all of us have an organized push on important educational issues. And that's what these different ways of getting engaged with the association will help you start deciding and help you start doing to push the association. So the opportunities, there's going to be opportunities if you really want to start developing your leadership within the association. Maybe you just want to start improving yourself as a teacher. So SFEA's come up with a couple of opportunities to help that you can use to educate yourself a little bit more. Maybe you're ready to really start taking some organized action to push education. So we're going to have opportunities for you to be able to advocate through SFEA as well. So the first is leadership. STEA, our state association, is having an amazing leadership conference on October 13th. That is a Saturday at Morningside Community Center here in Sioux Falls. This is a great chance for anyone, whether you are in a designated leadership role or not within SFEA, to learn more about what you as a member can do to lead within the association. It's going to start allowing you to really process and begin to identify what specific action can you as a member start taking to really push and promote the association, and how to start developing that leadership voice. In order to register for that, you can find the link on the SFEA website and get registered for that as soon as possible so that we can have a better idea of how many people will be there. So again, if you're a member and you want to learn more about being a leader, this is going to be a great opportunity. Maybe you just really want more in terms of development as a teacher. So this year, NEA has given 3 grants to the association, to us locally. And so 2 of the workshops will be focused specifically on early career educators, those teachers that are in their first 5 years of the profession. The reason NEA is making such a push on this group is because research shows it's usually in the first 5 years that people will leave the profession altogether. We do have one workshop, though, that is available to all of our members. Now, the workshops are completely free. The only cost to you is going to be if you want to purchase graduate credits. I've already worked out the agreement with USF, so you can purchase grad credits for these workshops. If you choose not to purchase the grad credit, you get a certificate then for the CEUs, and again, completely free to our. So what are these workshops? First is the Early Career Learning Lab. We did this last semester and we're bringing it back. This is a great way to support early career educators who are interested in just exploring more about a specific issue within their classroom. So the way the Early Career Learning Lab will work, you're going to be put into a cohort of 3 to 5 members, all trying to work around the same issue or problem of practice. You get to decide what that is. Last year, we had one group that really focused on how to communicate with parents and explore different ideas and strategies of how to increase communication with the parents of the students in your classroom. But you can choose to focus on classroom management issues. You can choose to focus on personal development issues. I talked with one individual who is really interested in trying to learn more about trauma-informed schools. This becomes a way for you to really explore that issue a little bit further with other early career educators. So the way it works, it's a 9-week process. You'll meet once face-to-face to start the process. Otherwise, each week is a video conference call in the evenings at a time that you schedule with your group. And then also with a virtual coach who is a teacher in another state provided by NEA. For early career educators is the Early Leadership Institute. If you're really wanting to develop yourself further as a leader and more in depth, the Early Leadership Institute, we need 12 members for the cohort. We have 5 so far. You'll analyze the association, yourself, and the district to try to find what are things that we do to support early career educators, what are things we can continue to do and improve. That is a 6-month process, which is why it's a 3 grad credit course. There's no more than 2 meetings a month, however, but we do have the state kickoff December 7th and 8th here in Sioux Falls. The reason for the statewide kickoff is that Brookings and Rapid City will also be implementing their own Early Leadership Institute. So all of those individuals will actually come together for this statewide kickoff. In order to register for that, you need to email me. The email here at the office is sfeapresident401@gmail.com. And we need to have you registered by October 5th. So if you send me an email, I'll send you the link to register for that. For all of our members, we have the Blended Learning Academy. This is going to be 2 credits. It's a PD workshop that will have some very limited in-person and mostly online content. Now, there's 2 specific workshops through NEA that we're bringing to Sioux Falls. One focuses on working with ELL students. This workshop will take you through understanding language acquisition, how to effectively use assessments and data to better adapt to ELL students, as well as you'll start to get to work on processing and adapting some of your lessons for ELL students. The other workshop you could choose to take is on classroom management. This one's going to go a little more in depth about theories of management, as well as beginning to look at what are different ideas for building classroom culture to help with management, and what are some processes you can begin implementing. So this is a 10-week process. Again, it'll start with that October 18th meeting. We haven't found a location just yet for the meetings. As soon as we do, we'll let everyone know. Most of the work, however, is going to be done online. So you'll get to log in, work at your own pace, and interact with the information at a time that's convenient for you. At the end of this process, you can get the 2 graduate credits. If you're the member who, you know what, everything else sounds awesome, but you really want to actually do something for education, you want to push education, this is where our collective voice comes into play. We have some committees here at SFEA. You probably got an email at the end of last year saying join an SFEA committee. Unfortunately, some of us aren't very aware of what do those committees actually do. I know I was like that when I was first getting involved in the association. So we're going to try a committee kickoff as a way to get everyone involved, to let you come and explore the different committees and find out what's going to work best for you. That's going to be October 30th. That's a Tuesday at the Oyate Community Center, which is connected to Garfield Elementary. It's through our committees that you really get to set the direction and push the association and our work. Any other meeting dates by the committees will be set by those individuals that show up at the kickoff meeting and actually get the committees started. The committees that we have available. Currently, per our bylaws, we have a grievance committee, negotiations, social justice, our young educator group, and our government relations committee. Grievance committee, that's the group that is responsible for writing and filing grievances that come up within our district or to help us address the work that is not being supported through our contract. Negotiations, this is the key one, I think, for a lot of our members. As we've been in buildings, I've been hearing from a lot of individuals that there's parts of the contract that just aren't working for you and your situation. This is especially true of our members that are not classroom teachers, our nurses, our counselors, our speech pathologists, school psychologists, even our instructional coaches and TOSAs are all individuals that you don't follow the same schedule as a classroom teacher, and so the contract language really isn't helping you as much as it could. Even our encore teachers at the middle school level and our specials teachers at the elementary level. What I'd love to see with this negotiation committee is we actually develop a lot of subcommittees, specifically targeting those groups that need more of a voice in our negotiation process. The plan is that this committee will start meeting now. In 3 years, when we're ready for negotiations, each subcommittee will have developed language and specific ideas of what we can do in our contract to better support our teachers and our educators. Our social justice committee is all about trying to advocate for equity and access, not only in our district, within the schools, but within our community as well. We as educators know there's a lot of things affecting our students outside our classroom, but we see the effects of it in our classroom. Our social justice committee becomes a great way to start addressing that. Young educator support system. Many of us as veteran teachers know this is a difficult profession when you first start out. This committee is meant to help support all of our early career educators and our new educators especially. If you're a younger educator and you want to support your fellow young educators, this committee is a great chance for you to tell us what should we be doing. Our government relations and key network committee, their main focus is just trying to keep track of and understand what is all the different legislation that's affecting education in our state. So for example, last year there was a bill that was brought up to the state legislature to try to expand early childhood education as a statewide mandate, but it failed. this could have been a great point of which we could organize to really push pro-education legislation. Please realize the purpose of our Government Relations Committee is to promote education. That's it, nothing else. Beyond that, in talking with teachers, it seems that maybe we consider starting a Title I task force. A lot of teachers in our title buildings feel that their voice isn't being heard. If they're the only person from a title building at a district meeting, they're the only ones who sees other unique problems that are impacting our title buildings. Our task force would become a way to collectively organize those voices. A professional development committee would be a group that is actively seeking new and innovative ways that we can bring PD to our district, to our members, to really support and help your growth as an educator. Remember though, we are a democratic body and we are a collective body. Our success lies in you, the members. As your president, I will do anything you need me to do in order to really push and advocate for you as teachers to support our students. But I'm only one individual. I can't do everything. Our success lies in you, our members. If you want to be able to learn more about our association, register for any of these things we talked about, check out our new SFEA website. What you'll also find on the website is other great information. You'll find a link to the PDF of our negotiated agreement. So if you want to better understand the contract in the specific language, it's there and available to you. You'll also find a Google Sheets calendar with important dates. There's a tab for each month. I've tried to go in and already list for you no meeting dates. What are days you get to leave early? What are other important dates in regards to the association that you should be aware of? You'll also find a page with important links where you can find a link to the evaluation handbook. So if you want to know what is the timeline of the evaluation, what is the procedure, this handbook details all of it for you. I also included a link to SEMS. I know whenever I was trying to put anything into SEMS, I always hated having to try to get back to Insight or finding that link. So I created a quick, easy link for you on the SFEA page. Thank you so much for your time. And again, we will only be as successful as we make ourselves.